back to another video. So today, let me give you a little backstory. So some very dear friends of mine and my wife's are very close to having a baby, and with everything that's going on with them, it has sort of brought me to a point in my mind where I wanted to talk about legacies. So one thing that we all share as heathens is the thought that we want to leave behind a legacy. We want to leave behind something that the world, the people closest to us, that they will remember. We all seek to better ourselves. We all seek to better the lives of our families. Some of us are more ambitious than others. But it's the same concept for everyone. Well, if we can't attain fame or extreme financial success, a big house, fancy car, things like that, what do we leave behind? Well, I cannot speak for everyone. I can speak for those with children. I hope you don't mind, but while I'm recording this, I'm going to work on sharpening my knife. I haven't done it in a couple weeks. Now, here's the thing about a legacy. As we get older, I'm getting older, we do our best to try and provide a memory for everyone that we leave behind, right? Well, what people fail to realize is that our children are our legacy. We do our best to raise them and teach them to be kind and thoughtful and to respect others by teaching them that we are all human beings, that we all are important, that all of our goals in life share a common bond. But in a world that is bigoted and hateful, that's hard. It's hard to be a parent these days. It's even harder to be a parent to a child that is not of the standard Judeo-Christian faith. Judeo. Wow, I can't talk, huh? The Judeo-Christian faith. As heathens, we struggle with with that concept. We struggle with teaching our children to be better, to show the world that heathens themselves are not that bad. I know that none of us are perfect. But as a heathen parent, I get it. It's hard. It's hard to teach our children that, especially those who have chosen to be heathen or pagan or witchy. We struggle to teach them how to cope with the negativity that will be brought upon them as they get older, because they won't follow the norm of society. Well, as hard as it is, heathens can do that. I don't push my faith on my children. One is 2 years old, the other is 7 years old. So they're still young enough that the depth of faith eludes them. So, how, without setting them down and forcing them to try and understand, how do you make your children understand what it means to be heathen and what it means to be a good person? Examples. You are your child's biggest example. You want to raise them to be kind-hearted. You want to raise them to treat others with respect, to be a shining beacon in the darkness of this world. So, leaving behind a legacy that is remembered, that is looked upon kindly, that is our goal. And the easiest way to do that is through our children. Because they're new, they're innocent. They see the world with fresh eyes, as where we've all been tainted by the bigotry and negativity of the world. I mean, you turn on the news today, and all you see is hate and fear. Well, that can change. If we take the time to educate our children and show them how to act, how to be better than we are, then they carry that message into the future. So when you are gone, when I am gone, I can look back at my children and be proud of them. Be proud of who they've become, what they bring to the world. And my family, my ancestors, the ones who came before, will look back at my children and think they are bringing hope back to this world. I know hope is not a concept that many heathens have, and there's a reason for that. It's hard to be hopeful in a world where you're treated like dirt because you're different. But it can be done. It can be done. And I see every day that heathen children, specifically heathen children, are raised in a manner to treat the world with the respect it deserves, but also demand the respect that they deserve. My oldest boy, he's a punk. He thinks he knows everything. But he's a good kid. He is respectful. He has manners. He doesn't talk badly of others. So I feel like he is understanding and learning at how the world is working. And to me, that is the most important thing I can teach him. Is that the world, regardless of how terrible it is worth saving. I know not everyone agrees with that. But that's the wonder of it. They don't have to. But I know that my children will be raised to share the hope and the faith with the world. Whoever they choose to be, whatever they choose to believe, they'll make me proud. That's better. Now, like I said, I don't force my faith on my children. But my oldest boy, he does want to be a part of my offerings and my rituals that I do at home, because they do interest him, and he wants to spend time with me. So I use that as a springboard to show him how I practice. I don't tell him, I don't try and make him understand, I don't drill it into his head. I show him what needs to be done, and it's up to him whether he does it or not. And at his age, he's easily distracted, so he forgets sometimes. That's okay. He doesn't have to remember. He's 7. He's got many, many years to choose what he wants to believe. And my youngest boy, he's not at the age where it interests him at all. He's 2. So I focus primarily on teaching them to be good human beings, to be good people. I want them to grow up and see the world the way I do. That there's bad in all of us, but there's good too. So when it comes to having to developing a legacy, to leaving something behind to carry your name on, children are at the top of that list, because they are so important. They are so necessary for leaving something behind. I know that I won't live forever, and I'm okay with that. I wouldn't want to. But I can teach my children how to carry me with them after I'm gone. The idea of me will live on. These videos I make, they'll fade away and be forgotten. Anything I accomplish in life, material-wise, will fade away and cease to exist. But the memory of me and the idea of what I stood for and and the idea of what I accomplished in my life will be carried on with my children. So if I had to narrow it down to answer that question, how does one leave behind a legacy worth remembering? Teach your children to be better. To be better than the world they live in. Better than their circumstances. They need to be better than their job. They need to be better than the bullies that pick on them at school. Just be better. But most importantly, be better than you are. They need to be better than we are. Because my generation hasn't done anything to help this world. My parents' generation didn't do anything to help this world. It's up to my children and the children alive today and those that are yet to come to make the world a better place. To improve what we could not. Because maybe we just weren't meant to. Fate's weird like that. So, our children are our legacy. But that's all I've got today. If you haven't already, hit that notification bell. Like, subscribe, and share these videos. Hit that share button. Share it to your Facebook or your Instagram or whatever else you got. And thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.